Hey y'all, it's Mike with the It's a Bet podcast.
Hey, and it's Jerry. Today we can talk about the Clippers. You know, they're going to turn it on when the playoffs start.
We'll
We
see.
got the Lakers Nuggets, AD versus Joker.
Joker.
Celtics Miami, top 10 Tatum. KD made the cut today.
Yeah. I got stuff for Kevin Durant. He ain't been playing, but he got a take coming.
We got Browns versus Bengals.
Shit watch.
Yikes. Cam Newton.
Cam. And a little energy to the Patriots. Something
Yes,
new.
sir. Yes, sir. And then our NFL top 5 picks
Okay.
of the week. That and more on the Isabel podcast.
With a Z.
So, I've never seen a collapse like what happened with the Clippers the other night.
Never.
Never. From a team, no.
Never.
From a player, maybe two players,
From
max.
a team. The Clippers did it
From
before.
from an entire team.
This is what they got
It's the
consistency.
Clipper way.
Like that's what they do. They've done it before.
Okay, but was Chris Paul? I don't remember. It's been so long ago. Chris Paul, Blake Griffin, and DeAndre Jordan.
Yeah.
Were they this bad in Game 7?
They weren't good in Game 7.
I don't remember them being like historically bad as a group.
Maybe not historically bad, but they weren't good. And then
Yeah.
especially if you consider how good they played to begin that series, the Rockets, and how it ended, it was pretty disgusting. Maybe not as bad as they didn't have as much pressure or expectations.
See, I
maybe.
think that's where the ever part comes.
Nah, and I think it was pressure that they put out, and also the media too. Just like that it was pressure from everywhere, every which angle.
Yeah, it was all around pressure because they started off the year. As soon as they got Kawhi and heard the noise about Paul George, they as players, I've never seen that happen before, where the players start beating their chests like super early. Like they hadn't even had a practice together and they was already claiming victory. I was like, wow,
And
okay.
shoot, the rest of the season they barely practiced together. like if they ever practiced together, I don't know if they practiced the whole season.
I think it's been reported they practiced. I think they got a weekend together.
I think as a healthy team, they played like
less than
around-
5 games for sure.
I think Kawhi and PG before even the play stopped. I think it was like 18 games they actually played together.
As a team?
Just Kawhi and
Or
PG.
just Kawhi and PG. Okay,
Kawhi and
okay.
PG
Yeah,
they
because I was
played
like,
together.
I heard it
As a
before
team,
that,
I think it was just
I
as
think
a
it was-
healthy
it was
team
less
was
than 5
less.
games. Yeah, it was less than 5 games as a healthy
Yeah,
team.
no. I don't think that was the biggest deal. I don't think that was the biggest reason why they lost.
I think the biggest reason came down to producers say Trey said this is a excuse. I don't think it's an excuse. I think it's just a reality that Kawhi and the Clippers have to live with. Kawhi's body just can't take playing games every other day like this. Like, had this been a regular NBA year, I think they advance and then it goes 6 or 7 versus the Lakers.
I think things might turn differently if the play doesn't stop.
You see what everybody thought was gonna happen.
It got a little weird.
Yeah, but when you go from that to 2 months straight, every other day you got a game, and you have to play because it's an important game now. Like, there's no load management at this point.
You know what? I might have to walk back that take about players being weird in a bubble. Like when Paul George was talking about it, and I was like, I think you said it was probably weird for players and things like that.
Yeah,
I think at this point, this far in that they've been in here for like 2 months, it's probably becoming really just weird and like abnormal.
This is where
now it's not an excuse because
No,
everybody is
definitely not.
playing.
No.
Like everybody, it's not an excuse, but I understand like why just a lot of weird things might be happening. This has been a weird NBA playoffs.
That's why
this
I said
has been the weirdest NBA playoffs ever.
after the Raptors got eliminated, it just started dawning on me. I was like, wow, like they just went through a game 7. Of course they wanted to win, but you could tell like every time a team loses now, it's like a sigh of relief. Like, hey, we get to go home. Like we literally get to go home.
Dame looks
now.
happy.
Yes. He left the bubble cheesing.
Players look kind of happy.
They leaving the bubble smiling.
like
Like,
man, like it is like I think I have to walk back that take of it not mattering. I think it does matter. Not an excuse.
No, it's
but
not
I
an
think,
excuse.
I think
It's just a reality.
It is a different. Yeah, it's you're right. You're right.
because imagine you going on a trip. You're on that trip for 2 months. Your whole
Yeah.
routine of everything is thrown off.
When
at
I was
this
younger,
point.
I went on a trip with my aunt.
Yeah.
My aunt, we went to Europe.
Oh wow.
Like she was like my second mom, whatever. So she didn't have no kids, so I was like a kid.
Okay.
So I would get to do stuff like that with her. And we went to Europe. This was like a 20-day trip.
That's a long time.
By week 15, I'm like 12 years old. I was
Worn out, yeah.
Like we left early. Like I was done. I was like, this is
is
too long
too
of a
much,
vacation.
yeah.
Like it's not even vacation no more. It's just like I'm tired of like people not understanding me. I don't like the food. Like just so many things. Like man, I didn't make it.
Yeah, though,
I didn't
that's
make it
like
to 20.
even you saying go and get food. That's a small factor in the bubble.
It's weird.
That people don't put
Yeah, you
into
know,
like thought
right.
process. Like
And
they're
a lot
not
of these
going
guys
to restaurants.
a lot of these guys are mid-20s to late
Early
20s. Or like
30s,
a lot of these
yeah.
guys are in their 20s.
Yeah.
Or like even early 30s. And like the life they're used to living is taken away
Yeah.
from them, and it's not an excuse.
No, not at all.
But it's a reality at this point. It's a reality at this point.
So I feel like their doom was a combination of Kawhi's health or
And you know what? I don't
body.
think in watching the game, I watched the game again. I don't think Kawhi being tired had nothing to do with it. When I watched again, it was a lot of.
He looks sluggish.
It was a lot of. Yeah, but in the first half, he
No, not the first half. Like you could see it from
think,
third quarter
I think
on.
he was worn out a lot by not necessarily just being tired, just being tired on a regular day, but the Nuggets just swarmed him. Like
Yeah,
he
they
forced
were.
up a lot of bad shots,
Yeah.
and it looked like he just felt like nobody else is gonna do it. So like, shit, if I can't do it, nobody else gonna do it, and like forcing up a lot of bad shots because. It looked like nobody else wanted to shoot. Paul Boyce shooting off the backboard.
Wow.
Marcus Morris did nothing. Lou Williams did nothing. Harold did
Trez
nothing.
was doing nothing.
Nobody did anything.
No, it was
And
him
a
by
lot of
himself at
Kawhi
one point.
forcing and just looking around like, so
What
none
is
of y'all
going
gonna
on?
do
Yes.
anything. Like y'all just not gonna do it. And I have to apologize to Chris Middleton. Paul George is the real Chris Middleton. Chris Middleton, I apologize. You actually all right.
We
And you
got
know
an
what?
apology.
I was making a comparison about Chris Middleton is probably actually better than Paul George, and somebody named me the list of accolades, and I was
Yeah.
like, yeah, but what about now though? Because Paul George is fucking garbage in this series.
Man,
Paul George is a 6'8" Russell Westbrook. He's turned like would you who the hell like who would like unless you're like Sacramento or Magic,
who would trade for him?
who can you get for Paul George?
Ooh,
Like, why would unless you're a team you just want like a new star, if you've
Not
been bad for a
even.
long time. Yeah, I mean the Kings would probably trade for him. They've been the Kings for a long time. They've been bad.
but
would,
I don't think the going rate would be like
yeah, but
worth
they would
it for the
take
Kings.
they would trade away a couple picks and whatever and Buddy Hield for Paul George or something in a heartbeat. They haven't
they
had a
probably would.
star
They probably
player
would.
in forever.
The Knicks
And
would
for
do
him,
it.
the Magic,
Yeah.
the Hornets,
Yeah.
the Pistons, the Suns.
Yeah.
Like there's teams that like they would love to have Paul George, 2 first names on their team. Like they would love to have like that performance from him, but he was fucking garbage.
I have no reason.
And I know
no,
Russ has got a little heat for how bad Russ played, but Paul George was as bad.
I don't
as
have
somebody
a-
who's supposed to be a shooter. He shot poorly.
I don't have a reason for him playing this way. Like at first, I thought it was a shoulder, and then after a while, it just all looked like confidence. After the first round coming into Denver, the Denver series, I thought he'd be better. And it just got progressively worse, and he just left. He left Kawhi out to hang.
Progressively worse.
Like man, but it's like we should expect that from him. Sadly,
And you know what? The thing about a lot of guys, like I hear Ryan Russillo, which I listen to a lot. I hear him say he has this idea about guys that are 30-13 guys. That's like one night they might score 30 and the next night they might get 13. And that made a lot of sense. I was like, that makes a lot of sense for
in
some
that
guys. It's
camp.
like they're just from night to night. Before the playoffs, Murray was a 30-13 guy. It was like, yeah, Murray might score 30. He might also score 13. He's picked it up a lot in the playoffs.
Yeah, he has.
But just, I don't know where the Clippers go from here. But the biggest thing, which I had to say was, I don't think it's as much the players as it is Doc Rivers.
Oh, you think it's a lot of Doc?
Man, you watch the game. They run no sets. They run no plays. He makes poor substitutions. He keeps Lou Williams in too long. Lou Williams is a negative in this series. Didn't score a lot of points. Played no defense. Harrell was pretty bad too. He lost money this offseason. Like,
Yeah, he definitely did.
I think nobody want to pay Montrezl Harrell $80 million. He thought he was going to get the bag. He's going to get a bag, but a smaller bag. Not the same bag he thought he was going to get.
No way.
And you look at Marcus Morris, players that were maybe biting for bigger contracts. And
Yeah.
it's like, do I even want this? Do the Clippers even really want Lou Williams on this team? Like, is that the guy you want? And the thing about I had the closing five, I was like, Lou Williams can't be in the closing five. He can't play defense. When the game is on the line, they're gonna pick on him every play.
Yeah.
Like they're gonna go to him like in the playoffs. They're gonna find that one guy and go at him every play, and they're just hurting the defense. And he's not scoring.
That's
And
where
he's not
that's
scoring.
where that's where it gets tricky.
Like, he's not scoring. He's not scoring.
I was
so
telling-
if you can't score, then we need to at least have somebody that can guard, because you're not scoring and you're giving up buckets. You're not scoring, you're giving up buckets again.
But that's when you insert Beverly, and then it's like,
I'd rather Beverly in there. I'd rather Shamet. At least Shamet is not going to force a shot, and he's a role player. He'll swing the ball around. He's not going to overdo it. Lou is trying to get his shot and not scoring still and giving up buckets.
See, this is
like,
why I
he's
think-
not going to realize I'm off tonight. Let me do something else. No, he's still trying to score and still not playing defense.
the thing is with it is, if you're in Doc's shoes, you can't tell Lou Williams to relax.
You should
on
be able
offense.
to if you're Doc Rivers, though.
No, like, cause that's him. If
But
you,
you gotta
ever,
okay, then you take
to
him
me-
out.
To me, yeah, you take him out.
You
Which
take
he
him
did.
out.
He
You
had
should be able
moments.
to tell a player, hey, you're not getting this done. This is what I need from you right now, though. Can you do this?
That's why he was subbing him out in stretches.
Yeah,
where,
but you should be able to tell him,
where
hey,
he
you're not
looked
getting your
bad.
shot. Try to create for somebody. Try to do something else. He was just kept fucking missing.
See, this is where
something
the
something
whole-
else.
The Clippers as a whole. This is probably where my original take of I've never seen a team collapse like this as a whole. Everybody was off, so it's like
They look tight.
if you
They look.
if
They
you,
look. By the middle of that third quarter, they just look tight.
Yes, it looked like the pressure
It looked
started
like
getting
Kawhi
to
was
him
forcing
badly.
the defense was collapsing on Kawhi, and nobody else was really.
So
wanting to
if
do
you're Lou
anything.
Williams, if you're looked at as a scorer, so you want to score. But even
Supposedly.
when you're passing it, nobody's making it. It's swinging back to you.
yeah, but
so
still creating
your job,
creating a bucket and not so much ISO.
yeah, but his job is to get a bucket or create a bucket.
Wasn't doing his job.
Nobody did. That's the
Yeah,
crazy
but
part.
at least I'd rather have somebody on the court that will defend. Like PJ Tucker, not get a lot of points, but at least he's gonna hold us in on defense. Like he might not score, but I'm not scared on defense. He's gonna stop a few buckets, deflect, get a rebound, maybe make a block. He's gonna hustle. Lou Williams on defense, they're playing 5-on-4 because he might as well not even be there.
But the problem comes when, if you're Doc Rivers, you got to choose between keeping Pat Beverly on the floor.
I'd rather keep Pat on the floor.
I would not want to keep Pat
I'd rather
on the
keep
floor.
Pat on the floor. I know Pat when the game is on the line, when the hustle, when like every play counts.
That's the thing. The game was no longer on
No, but
the
I'm talking
line.
about in the playoffs, game 7, the whole game's on the line.
Well, yeah, leading up
Like
to
every play matters. I know Pat is going to play at 100%, die for loose balls, make a play on defense, play hard. He's not going to try to overdo it. And Lou was playing like garbage. I'd rather the guy that's going to play hard at least not be a bucket on defense. But back to Doc Rivers. I forgot Doc Rivers was the coach of that Tracy McGrady team that lost 3-1.
Yeah, I remember that.
That was like that seemed forever ago. But
Yeah, it was.
What?
That's
what-
his
he's-
third. This is his
he's
third time doing this.
He's the game 7 Buffalo Bills. Like the Buffalo Bills lost 4 in a row, 2 Bowls in a row. It's Doc Rivers is what like he's, and I said it a while ago, and I also said the series, like, he's gonna get fired if he loses. He should be fired if he loses. There's no way he should be able to keep his job.
I thought so too, but I'm starting to
Doc
lean
Rivers
towards
been
no.
overrated for a while, and that's one thing. I'm like, he got a good rep with a good team. He had good players that played well together, had chemistry, and he had Tom Thibodeau as a defensive coach. They're good on defense.
Well, Boston.
Now though, I'm not seeing like the Doc Rivers thing is kind of first. He messed up a lot of Clippers by being the GM. Did a lot of things wrong. Bring his own guys in. They couldn't even find a small forward forever. They went through Matt Barnes. They went through Paul Pierce. They went through whoever.
Brought his son in.
Brought it. He got his son paid.
Yes.
Listen, that's a real dad right there.
that's
If he
a
was just
real
a
dad.
paid. But yeah, I just think he's overrated, man.
Yeah, I think so too.
I think he got that luster off the one ring in the Celtics runs, but he's not looking. I don't know. Like, I don't know what he brings so much as far as just being Doc Rivers.
I started questioning him during the Mavs series. I think the reason why he's gonna keep his job though is because
He's Doc Rivers.
one, because he's Doc Rivers. Two, he has a great relationship with the owner, and three, it's the team's first year together, and he has excuses behind the scenes that he
has
can use.
excuses, but man, this
So-
is like it's been I don't know, man.
I don't think he gets fired, but I think from now on he's on.
I don't
hot
think he
seat.
gets fired either.
I think he's on a house
But
seat
I'd
now.
fire him.
You would,
I'd fire him.
but what's the choices?
Man, I
after
figure
him?
it out.
That's the tough part. That's another tough
There's
part.
good coaches out there. You just have to pay attention and keep your eyes open. Like, he's looks like a shell of like the older coaches, like Tom Thibodeau. I don't think Tom Thibodeau is a good coach. He got the Knicks job. Tom Thibodeau has good ideas, and he's been able to motivate players and play good over a certain amount of time. But his offense, horrible. Running players in the ground,
Yeah,
overplaying
running players
players in
in
the
the
minutes,
ground.
and
Yeah.
you see the players after that. The only player that's really survived was Jimmy.
Jimmy
Everybody
Butler,
else
yes.
was done when they
Yes.
left Chicago. Like, everybody else was just
Yeah,
done. Like, they can't even play no more.
Dang,
Joakim Noah didn't even play for the Knicks.
No.
He didn't even play for the Knicks.
Joakim?
Ding was done.
Yeah.
Like, so many of those guys are just done. I think Tom
Rose.
Thibodeau's an overrated
Wow.
coach, and he won't hire better assistants to help him on the offensive
offense,
end
yeah.
and better ideas. Coaches aren't being progressive and still stuck in the early 2000s, 90s fashion, which we've
mid
changed.
2000s as well.
Yeah, we've changed, and I feel like that's a big problem. But yeah, before we get to Lakers, before we get to Lakers Nuggets, the Rockets got to blow it up,
Blow it up.
dump it. It's not
I
gonna work.
did not expect that to come from
They
you.
got to get rid of it.
Wait,
It's
this
done.
is.
I think we've seen enough.
This is breaking news.
I think you should always, as a GM, as an owner, it's all about thinking ahead. Like when the Celtics traded away Paul Pierce, KG, and whatever else,
Yeah.
people were like, "What are y'all doing? Like, y'all just giving up?"
Yeah,
And look where that's gotten them.
Danny Ainge had a plan.
They had a plan. I think Daryl Morey, you need a fucking plan.
Ooh.
And trade Harden. You can't trade.
Whoa.
Can you trade Russell Westbrook?
Trade Harden?
Is Russell Westbrook tradable?
Wait, time out.
Is Russell Westbrook tradable?
He is tradable, but to one team for sure, the New York Knicks.
So what if you trade the Knicks, James Harden, and Russell Westbrook
What?
for whatever all they got? Just start all over.
Yo, my mind
I'm
is
tired of
racing
seeing
right
this.
now.
Houston, I'm tired of fucking seeing this shit. I'm done. I don't want it no more. I don't.
Wait a minute.
Stop
Wait a
hurting
minute.
us.
Wait a minute.
That's it.
Call
it.
I am excited and
Call
confused
it.
at the same time.
Call
right
it.
now.
James Harden will never see the championship as the
Let's
star
go!
player. As the number one guy, it will never beat James Harden.
Producer Trey walked out the room and it's getting reckless.
As the
Let's
number
go!
one guy, James Harden will never see the championship. He will never make it to the finals as the number one guy.
Let's go.
We've seen all we can see. Like,
We've
I don't
seen
know
it
why-
all.
I've been on the train, but just like it's like I've been off James Harden since the Ginobili block. I saw what I saw and realized he was not. That
that
team
guy.
was that team with him and Chris Paul. Chris Paul took that team over.
Yeah, he did.
that 2018 season.
and then got ran off.
They
by,
played off Chris Paul. Chris Paul was the guy that really had that team going. When James was on the court, he had the bench going.
And who ran Chris off? James Harden.
James Harden not gonna run Westbrook off. That's his bud.
That's the problem. You need Westbrook gone if you want to succeed. On
And then
this,
Tony
in this,
a little
in
bit.
This team.
I mean, and not that Tony, but Morey a little bit. I don't know, man. He's made a few questionable moves.
I think this is his last go around.
That Jimmy Butler trade last year with 4 first-round picks, EG and PJ for Jimmy.
Gotta make that. You gotta make that trade. I don't know what his thinking was behind
The
that.
owner penny pinching around trade deadline last year and getting Iman Shumpert. Ooh, yeah, Iman Shumpert. How the
Penny pitching for Tita. Yo,
Yeah.
producer Trey is
Nah,
gonna cry,
I'm
man.
done. I've seen it. Press the hot take button right now. Turn on the alarm
Let's go.
right now. Rockets, blow this shit up. I'm done. I'm done.
Drop a flex
I'm
bomb
done.
right there.
It's gotta go. Okay, but now that we got that out the way, Lakers. Let's get into Celtics Miami first.
Celtics
Last-
Miami. Who you liking in the series? We didn't get your opinion beforehand.
I know you got the Celtics.
Yeah.
I'm leaning towards the Celtics too,
Mm-hmm.
only because it's. I feel like, man, I feel like the individual talent up top is better on the Celtics.
Yeah.
Even though Miami 1 through 9
It's
has
deeper, yes.
better guys.
Yes.
Like that's just
Yes.
not even a thing. But I just feel like in the playoffs, a lot of times it just comes down to how many guys you got that can get shots and create.
And are going to actually
Now,
do
if
it.
Goran Dragic is going to play like he did on Tuesday night,
Yeah.
then that changes my whole thing. And Dragic been
Exactly,
balling.
yes.
Dragic
He
has
looked
been
unstoppable.
Dragic took it back 3 years.
First half, he looked really unstoppable.
Yeah, Dragic took it back about 3 years, and it's like I don't know what the hell kind of cast he got on his leg, bionic ass leg. What the hell is that?
I don't know. When
I'm
I
like,
saw that, I was
what the
like, wait,
hell is-
he's going to be hobbled. And then he drops
No.
20 in the first half. I'm like, wait,
I
what's
don't know.
going on?
I don't know a bionic man over here. Like I don't know what the hell that contraption
I don't
is on
know
his leg.
what happened.
And he's got the matching colors for like he got the black one, he got the white one. I'm like,
Yes.
damn, like that's a lot of fucking padding on a leg to like play.
It looks heavy.
I'm like, what the hell is that? Like, he finna go.
Yes. I thought,
Yeah, man, but Jimmy Butler, man, Jimmy, like
He
what,
tryna-
like,
he tryna-
balls out.
he trying to take
Balls
Chauncey
out. He
Billups' nickname,
He trying to take the title.
Mr. Big Shot.
Man, Jimmy ballin', Hero don't give a damn.
He's letting it go.
Hero shooting.
He
listen,
is
listen.
letting it go.
Hero, the way Hero shot his shot at that Instagram model, that lets me know Hero,
confident shooter.
Yo, listen, Tyler Hero don't give a damn about nothing. He's letting it fly. Listen, his name is like, listen, No Limit Hero is his name on Instagram. That really, he takes that to heart. Like I fucks with Tyler Hero. He's my dude. And Bam, that Bam block,
Amazing.
that might be like, considering the game situation in the playoffs, that might be
One
the
of the
best
best.
block. I feel like
yes,
the best block I've ever
definitely.
seen.
Yes.
Like
It was so
Tatum
good.
was
I was rooting for the Celtics, and he blocked it. I was like,
Tatum
that
was
was
trying to
amazing.
throw, and if you see even on the
He wanted to yam
if you
it.
see even on the camera,
Yes.
you see Tatum's face, like he's like I'm about
He
to
was
end.
about to.
Bam just stops him at the rim, like literally about as close to the rim as you
He
can
had
get.
no idea he
His
was coming
hand
either.
Went back and blocked it.
Tatum had no idea he was coming.
Like wow, that might have been the best block I
That-
feel like I've ever seen. Like I can't.
I saw him lean his shoulder into Jimmy, and I was like, "Oh snap! We about to go for a dunk." He got up there,
got
and
up-
Bam came out of nowhere. It was like, "No sir,
Stopped him.
no sir,
Right there. Nothing.
hand inside the rim,
His
like
hand was like this,
What?
just bent back. Like between that and the Kawhi,
and he's
and
putting force into the dunk. That makes it even more crazy.
between
to me,
that
like,
and the Kawhi middle finger block. Like I mean, they're like what? Like
those
but-
are definitely what moments.
wow. The block game is getting up.
So
Yeah.
you like Celtics in what? How many
so
games?
on the fence, man.
Oh, so you think it'll be like 7-game series?
Man, Miami is playing really good right now. It's
Yeah,
like
they're playing real
you know when you
confident.
see a team playing good, like Miami balled out against the Pacers. I didn't expect them to sweep the Pacers, but they played great. They were killing the
Yeah.
Pacers. All right, so yeah, they beat the Pacers. The Pacers, kind of shaky. Oladipo not 100%. Had a few injuries. Sabonis not there.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Makes
Lamb not
sense.
there.
Yeah.
Coaching, kind of shaky. All right, okay. They're getting to Milwaukee. I feel like the Heat might win a game. The Heat stumped the Bucks.
Yeah.
The Bucks shouldn't have won one game.
The one game they won was without Giannis.
The Bucks shouldn't have won one game, and that got weird at the end.
It took a lot. It took a lot.
Like the Heat just kind of took the brakes off at the end. They shouldn't have won one game. They stomped the Bucks that series.
Yeah.
And it's like when your eyes can't believe like what you're seeing. It's like, no, he can't be this good. I mean, they're good, but they're not. They're not a good team. But they're not like,
you don't see him as like a title contender.
Okay. You know what I'm saying? Okay, it'll come at next game.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Next game. Okay, we're
at like what, number 12?
Listen, this is game number 12 now, and they have lost once. And the rest of the games, they are balling.
Yeah.
Like they are for real. And Jimmy fucking Butler, man. Listen, I gotta give props. The Sixers, fuck what y'all thinking. Timberwolves, fuck what y'all thinking. Bulls, fuck what y'all thinking. This guy is a baller.
Of those three teams, the only one that makes sense is the Bulls.
Even then, what
Because
they get for him?
I don't remember what they got for him, but I know
They got Zach LaVine and Markkanen, and that's basically it.
That's basically what they're working with now. So they got their rebuild tools with him for him.
I'd rather have Jimmy Butler right now than those guys. I'd rather
At the
have
moment, I don't think so. Only because they were rebuilding.
The Heat were rebuilding too. What Jimmy Butler do?
The Heat, I don't think the Heat were rebuilding.
The Heat weren't a playoff team last year. They had a bunch of role guys last year. Who's the star in the Heat last year?
Last year, I don't remember.
It was role guys. It was Dion Waiters.
Yeah,
it
but
was
Pat
James
Riley,
Johnson.
Pat Riley's been making a team to be competitive.
Yeah,
they just wanted a star to go with
they've been
it.
competitive, but they didn't have. They had just a bunch of guys.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They needed a star to take them to where they're
Right,
at now.
You replace Zach LaVine on that Bulls team, and the Bulls make the playoffs with Jimmy Butler. What do you mean?
Yeah, but they're not going this far.
Who the hell thought the Heat were gonna get this far?
I saw the Heat being like a problem in the playoffs.
I didn't see the Heat being this. Nobody saw the Heat being this.
This is the weird part, and it goes to what you were just saying. This is what I expected, but it's like this shouldn't be working this well.
And I've said in the Heat they've been one of those teams that even a couple years ago when they had that team with D Wade, they were just a tough team.
Yeah.
Like the way they play in Spoelstra, underrated coach. I think a lot of people forgot about Eric Spoelstra because he hasn't had a star player for a while. And after LeBron and Wade, it kind of got weird at the end. Chris Bosh, he was playing well in the heart thing. The blood clots and everything got weird. So he hasn't had a real star player. They just had a bunch of guys.
Yeah.
Then they paid a bunch of guys crazy contracts, paid waiters, paid James Johnson, paid Olenek. They just kept paying
Trying
people
to find
and
a
shit.
guy, but
just
it
like a lot of weird ass teams, and they've been okay. Like they've had solid teams, not great teams, better than they should be.
Yeah, they
And
always
this
overachieve.
It's this season. It's Jimmy and a bunch of guys.
Yeah.
It's Jimmy, Bam, and a bunch of just
Great coaching. That's what's going on.
Dragic hasn't been good in a while. He hasn't been this guy.
No, heck
whether
no.
it's been injuries or whether or not, he hasn't been on this level.
Still
of
just hasn't been that guy. No.
Yeah, like he's balling out. Harrell's balling off the bench. Bam. Oh man, probably. Like he's one of my favorite guys now. Just what he does, what he can do. He's almost like a bigger Draymond. Like he can dribble, he can pass, he can do a lot of different things. Like if Draymond was like 6'9".
The only difference is he's not a 3-point threat yet. Draymond's not a great 3-point shooter.
And the thing about it
but
is,
he's
which
a
I've
threat.
heard, like he won't shoot the three, but
Yeah.
the coach encouraged him to shoot the
do
three.
it, yeah.
Like he,
Yeah,
like-
that's the next
like
step. That's the next step.
He can shoot the three. He just
won't
won't
yet,
do it.
yeah.
Whatever. But man, like Bam is he's really that good. He doesn't blow you away watching the game in the sense if you're just watching casually. But he does so many little things.
Yeah.
As far as just taking the
Offensive rebounds,
ball off the court,
space.
making passes, getting blocks, switching out on guards in the perimeter.
He's
Just,
very underrated.
man, I have no idea. Honestly, I have no idea what to think that series.
No?
I don't know.
I still like the Celtics.
I feel like I'm leaning Celtics, but man, how long can I keep doubting the Heat?
The
Can
only
I
thing-
really keep doubting them?
I mean,
Can
you
I keep doubting them?
Yeah, you can.
Can I?
Yeah.
They keep proving me.
I mean,
like,
only because they're underdogs. So I mean, it makes
man,
sense.
but are
to
they
doubt 'em.
really listen? They put the Bucks in. They put the Bucks in the
But,
grave.
but we all know it's a blueprint for the Bucks.
I
If you
know,
got the
but
talent, if you got the talent
to
to do it, they had the talent to do
like
it.
they put them in the dirt.
They
They
did
didn't
it-
just beat them. Like they pummeled them.
They were doing that to them in the regular season as well. That's why it made sense that they would compete really
But I didn't think it was like that.
I didn't. No.
Like they made the Bucks look like you would be confused who was the first
What the
seed and
seeding
who
was,
the
yes.
fourth seed. Like if you never saw the game, you'd be like the Bucks. Like
What is this? What's so special about this? Yes.
Bucks? Like they weren't
Yes.
game. How? Destroyed them. Nothing. I don't know. I still don't know. Like it's I don't know.
The only reason I'm taking the Celtics at this point is after seeing game one, I don't expect Kemba to look this bad.
Kimba's been bad for
Really bad.
a long
He
stretch.
looks like a guy that's never been in the playoffs before.
And the thing about it is, he doesn't look hurt. He just looks
like,
what the hell is going on? Even
for
the Raptors
some reason,
series,
he can't get by people right now. I
even,
don't know if that's
even when
something
he
that
gets,
he's always.
even when he gets to his spots, when he gets to he gets like the free throw line, does that step back, he's just missing shots.
Like
he's
when
just missing
when
his,
he makes it, it's like, yeah, this is you. This is what you do.
like he's
but
missing
he's
his
missing
shots
it all the time.
He's
like,
missing the shots he usually makes.
and his go-to move of crossover, go right, step back,
He's just missing.
not working.
He's
not blowing by nobody.
I don't know what's going on.
Actually, now that I think about it, I think they did say he had an injury. I can't recall what it was.
No, he
though.
had an injury, but he doesn't look. He looks fine.
He
though.
doesn't have a quickness.
He
to
played
him, to me.
41 minutes.
Yeah, he's good enough to
Like
play.
he looks.
Of course.
He looks. I can't blame it on the injury. He looks like he can play.
No,
like
I'm not
he's-
saying blame the injury. I'm just saying maybe the injury is why he looks so
He
not
just
explosive
looks
to
like
me. He doesn't look that explosive right
He doesn't look. He doesn't look too off though. I feel like. It
now. Like,
might,
have you ever seen Kimball struggle to get by guys, even big guys? He was struggling to get around Ibaka. He was struggling to get around Gasol. Like, I've never seen him struggle to
I
get
feel
around
like
big
a
guys.
little bit. Kimba's never played in a real NBA playoff game. until
It
this
could be
year.
fatigue too.
These are the
'cause
biggest
from
games.
Yeah,
These are the biggest games he's ever
that could
played
play a
in.
factor for sure.
And I won't use fatigue because they had like 4 months off. I think like maybe just nerves and like expectations in the biggest games you ever played of, and maybe trying to do too much.
But he's not even doing too much. He's
But
not.
maybe trying
when
to
you
do too much.
you shoot too
trying
much.
to do too much and stressing. Like he was 4 of 19, whatever for like 19 points, whatever. Just like that's.
But he's having a whole bunch of 3, 4 for 9s, and it's
Yeah,
like,
no, it's just bad.
What?
Just like stressing, just like over trying, just like
yeah,
stressing
I think the
himself.
the
It might be
pressure
like
of the playoffs
just-
is getting to him.
Yeah, no, and
I actually think
crazy
that's the thing.
enough, Tatum's already been there.
Yeah,
Rookie season.
that is
Tatum
rare.
and Brown and Smart been
That
there.
is
They've
very
been in.
rare,
They've been
yes.
in like playoff battles.
Eastern Conference Finals.
Eastern Conference Finals.
Yes.
So they look.
You can see the difference
You
in
see the
those
difference.
guys play. That's the crazy.
You see the
thing.
difference. Crazy.
Very crazy.
Even though like Kimba's the older
the veteran,
player,
yeah,
the
he's
veteran,
the leader.
he
but
does.
it's like,
He looks a little shook out there. And
He does.
They need Gordon Hayward back.
They keep saying he's coming at some point. I don't know when, but they
don't
do
know,
need him back. Yes.
If they don't get Gordon Hayward back, I think I might be leaning Heat, man.
See, I'm comfortable with him not being there versus the Heat, but Kimba just can't be this bad. That's the only
I
thing.
don't know, man.
If Kimba can give me an efficient 3 games, he ain't even got to drop 25. Just be efficient. Celtics got it. Because I know Brown and Tatum and even Marcus Smart, for that matter, they're going to bring it.
I think I'm gonna go Heat in 7.
Heat and 7?
I can't keep. I want to lean Celtics, but I can't keep acting like the Heat aren't doing
See,
this.
now I just said that the Heat.
I can't keep acting like the Heat aren't doing this.
They're going to turn into who you thought
I
they
can't
were.
keep acting like the Heat aren't doing this. No, stop, no. Nah, they getting. Speaking of teams, I can't believe keep doing this. The Denver Nuggets.
Oh
What
my.
is like what? Like,
Chalk it up.
like I was telling you on the takes, there has never been a team to even make the second round being a minus in the point differential.
Yeah.
Never ever 0-31. Like never 0-131. Like just never been a team been able to do
In the
it.
negative.
Being a negative. They are still in the negative and in the third round. They are still in the negative.
What was that, negative?
It's negative 36 right now.
36.
And
Oh, my goodness.
they are in the
in the conference finals with a negative 36.
they are losing more minutes than they are winning, and they are in the conference finals.
That's crazy, especially when you add it to being down 3-1
Wait.
twice.
I don't even know what to say to that. I've
Just
never
chalk it
seen
up
like
to
that.
2020, man.
This is the most bizarre thing I've ever seen.
2020, man. 2020 in
I
the
don't even know
bubble.
what to say.
That's where it's at. 3-1.
And I had Jokic in my top 10 players and been having my top 10 players.
Yeah.
And he is 100% cemented in there now. I think everybody got to pay. Like, he's cemented in there.
I
Like,
think
Jokic-
Murray's moving up the chain.
I feel like Murray is sliding to that top 20 spot. He's sliding to that top 20. I can't say like top 15.
I can see him in the. I can see him in the 15-20 range. He in that.
15 may be hard. 15,
no, I mean like from 15 to 20, somewhere in there.
15 to 20. I feel like he's in that 15 to 25 range now. Yeah. He's in that. It's a lot of players in that 10 to 25 range. It's a lot of players that get thrown around. It's a lot of guys.
Depending on the night.
Yeah, you got your Bradley Bills, you got your Ben Simmons, you got your Bookers, you got your
CJs.
You got your two first names. I'm not saying Paul George's name no more. Bleep Paul J. Bleep. I'm not saying his name. Two first name.
That's a bad word around here now.
I'm not bleeping his. I'm not saying. Every time I say, just bleep what I just said. Bleep it out every time, Trey. Bleep it.
It's a bad word around here.
Say, Trey. Bleep both of those. Bleep. He can't be no more. Chris Middleton, you okay with me? Two first names, not doing it.
So I think Murray's in that range now.
No, he's coming to himself.
Hey man, 27 points a game, and you help leading your team to the conference finals. You're doing something.
Now this thing, like I said about like talking about how Joker's still the guy. Murray's still he has the big games and he has the bad games still. Mm-hmm. Like he's at 27 because he had a 13-point game. He had a 40-point game. Whatever. He's not. I mean, like against the Clippers. Yeah. Like that's the thing about it. Jokic is just consistently he's balling every night. He's hitting threes. He's shooting more threes than he's ever shot. I always wonder why he don't shoot more threes. He looking like Larry Bird, like big Larry Bird out there with the assists and the threes and the passing and the full court passes. Listen, I love watching Jokic.
I like watching him too.
Listen, and I will never listen. On a quick note, I will never forgive Trey for getting Jokic from me in fantasy basketball a few years ago. Because I was early on Jokic. I saw him play. This is the first season he started. They had Nurkic and they had Jokic. Uh-huh. And then I thought Jokic was going to be balling. He didn't start off that well. Then Nurkic ended up starting. Yeah. And then I think Nurkic got hurt, so Jokic started playing, and Jokic went crazy. Mm-hmm. But I got rid of Jokic because I needed a player or whatever, and he wasn't playing that much, going crazy, and Trey ended up winning that whole fantasy. I will never forgive Trey for that. Like, I was early on the Jokic thing because I saw him like, man, this guy is ridiculous. I don't know how. He's big, he's slow, but he balling. Like, they can't stop him.
That was my first pick last year.
Giving Montrezl Harrell and Zubac the business. Like y'all too little.
They got
out
them
here.
Looking like kids.
Y'all out here.
He should have did the rock the baby to them all series.
Balling.
Oh my god.
Balling. With his big doofy looking self, balling.
He was balling.
Listen, was it 13 points, 15 points, 13 assists, 22 rebounds?
Yeah. Game 7? Yes. That's a crazy stat.
He even played some good defense at times too.
Yeah.
Like actually like stopping people in the paint, made a few blocks on Harrell.
He was giving Trez problems.
Giving Trez like just the size difference. You just see like Trez does all his usual stuff. He'll dive to the basket on a pick and roll like aggressively. He couldn't
get it over.
Jokic just body him and it's just like nothing. It's like, man.
He's too light and too short.
I appreciate it, man. Did the Nuggets have a chance against the Lakers?
They got a chance, yeah. I got this series going 7.
It's like it's going 7?
It's going 7, and the winner's going to win on the last second shot.
That's what you think?
I know.
What you think? What you really think? You
think
Lakers in 5? Say it. Say it with your chest, Jerry. Say it so we can get back to this fucking podcast. You're gonna remember. Go ahead and say it. I know what you want to say. I know it. Go ahead and say it.
Hey.
Go ahead and say you get him out of there. Go ahead and say it.
Hey, Trey. It's time for a book it stamp.
Okay. Book it. Hey. Book this. Timestamp this.
Lakers in 5.
Lakers, you heard it. You heard it here. Probably not first, but you heard it here on the Isabet podcast. Lakers in 5.
Lakers in 5 from the Laker fan. Book
Lakers
it.
in 5. Book it. We'll get back to that one. But I don't know, man. I don't know. I feel like Lakers. I really feel like I feel like the just Nuggets don't have enough. But that's what the fuck I thought about the Lakers and the Clippers. So like, what do I really know?
Yo, at this point, conventional thinking has to be thrown out the window.
I feel like I just have to think in the reverse of what I would normally
exactly.
do.
Nah, but seriously though,
Nuggets in 4, bucket. No,
yo, go Charles Barkley. Go ahead. Get your Charles on.
no.
Nuggets sweep.
Nah,
What a broom
man.
sound effect.
But no, if Jamal Murray is gonna do that, then it's gonna be a long series.
This is what I was about to say. I think it'll be.
If he is that guy, look what he's shown in the past however many games, and I think he can't have the 13-point game this series.
No, he can't.
They can't fall behind to the Lakers because LeBron is still LeBron, and LeBron in the playoffs with AD and the way they work. The Nuggets don't have anybody to guard.
No.
They have they just have prayers. They don't have a guy. They're gonna throw Plumlee on him. They're gonna throw Millsap on him. They're gonna throw Jokic at him, and he is gonna give all of them the business.
This is why I think it won't be that long of a series. I think it'll be a competitive series.
But just not long.
Just not
Like,
long.
it'll be close.
Yeah, it'll be some close games, but it just won't be long. Because at the end of the day, LeBron is LeBron. AD is LeBron. AD is AD. But I don't think they have anybody that can match up with AD, and that's the issue. Like, you could throw bodies at LeBron, which the Rockets did too.
Yeah.
But after a while, LeBron's going to
still
figure it out.
balling.
Yeah, he's going to figure it out. And he's going to get to where he wants to go. I don't think the Nuggets have nothing that can like offset that.
Because I can see they'll put Millsap on LeBron to start off because he's guarding him even when Millsap was at other teams with Atlanta and things like that. Like it would be Millsap that'd be guarding him.
A lot of Millsap and a lot of Craig.
Millsap has the right kind of body type to guard
definitely.
LeBron. Like you don't want a frail guy.
Nah.
You don't want a short guy. You want like a guy like with some size.
Kind of like PJ. He just didn't have a height.
Well, Millsap's a lot bigger than PJ.
Yeah.
Like, it's a bigger PJ.
Yeah, it's a bigger version of PJ.
A bigger, more athletic PJ. Whatever. But like, I think Lakers in 6.
Lakers in 6.
I think Lakers in 6. I feel like the
Not
Nuggets, the
too-
way they playing, I feel like they can get 2. I don't feel like the Lakers are.
I actually think they'll steal game 1. Just because they're
Yeah, I was kind of thinking there too.
Yeah,
They
I think
are, man, like
they're in the zone right now. Yeah,
they're as confident as ever. Like they got all the confidence in the world right now, man.
yeah. I think it'll be a competitive series. Fortunately,
Speaking of playoffs, speaking of the Eastern Conference, Kevin Durant.
what you got against my guy?
I don't have nothing against Kevin Durant.
Okay,
Would you have seen the Miami Heat in the Eastern Conference Finals when the season started? Like when the season started, would you have said?
No.
When the season started, would you have confidently said the Celtics would be in the Eastern Conference Finals? Would you have confidently said that? Would you have confidently said that? Like would you have?
it would have been a possible, but it probably would have been confidence.
No.
behind
I
it.
thought the Celtics had a possibility too. Like I thought a
Confidence,
possibility.
no. Confidently, no.
So you telling me, KD? We've seen you play. We saw you play in scrimmages. You've been healthy for quite a little bit of time. And Kyrie, I feel like you just kind of quit because of the season and going in. The Nets were trash, and so you thought you just kind of like, just chill out, maybe get a little healthier.
Yeah.
Could the Nets with those two guys not get to the fucking Eastern Conference Finals?
In the bubble?
With those two guys, look at who's in the Eastern Conference Finals. The Miami Heat are in the Eastern Conference Finals. The Celtics are in the Eastern Conference Finals.
I still say
You telling me with Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving, they have more star power than anybody else in the East? It's not even close.
I don't
Like
think
Kevin
so.
Durant and Kyrie Irving are top 10 players, arguably 2 top 7 players in the East. You telling me they couldn't get to the conference finals this year in a down year? Because it's going to be harder next year. Bucks are going to reload. Pacers might try to reload. Heat are definitely trying to reload whatever happens. Celtics going to get better. Sixers, hopefully they got to get better. God, the Sixers got to get better, whatever it costs. Like, it's going to be harder next year. Warriors back. Like, it's going to be harder next year. This is the year if, like, hey, to get one, if you had a chance, this was the year to get that one. This is the year to get it.
See, y'all, I remember you and Trey thinking this way going into the bubble. And I haven't
And look how it's played out, though, Jerry.
I haven't backed off my position.
Jerry, the Miami Heat, no offense, the Miami Heat, nobody thought they would be here.
No, definitely.
I don't even know what their odds were to be in the Western Conference Finals or to be in the finals, but I know it was egregious. If the Miami Heat gonna do it, you couldn't tell me a freaking 90% KD and Kyrie with LeVert, with Harris, with DJ, with those guys could not be in the Eastern Conference Finals right now.
Okay, here's the difference.
saying
cannot is
I feel
is the
like
part where
they have as good as a chance as the other teams. The Bucks got smoked by the Heat.
I say no.
What do you mean?
I say no.
The Nets have just as good as a team as they do.
This is why I say no. And the biggest reason is, well, it's two reasons. And they kind of are the same. Chemistry and the lack of playing at all for KD. Like, you can't just, to me personally, you can't just take a year off from the NBA.
He been playing.
But from the NBA.
He been playing.
It's the difference between NBA and pickup.
I know.
Yeah. So you can't just pick up an NBA ball, walk on the court, and just instantly be Kevin Durant that we saw.
I feel like if he could have had time to rev it up while in these 4 months, had time to rev it up a little bit, which he's been practicing for a long time. He's been running scrimmages, been running 5-on-5s. And then when the bubble came back, he had, how many games did they play? 8?
8, yeah.
He had 8 games to get himself into, whatever shape.
I don't like that. I don't like.
Why not though? This is the time to seize it. Like, you're just gonna throw away a season. Kevin Durant's not a young man anymore.
Yeah,
I feel like you just can't to just scrap a season and I'll just be there next one. It's gonna be hard. It's going to be.
But they didn't scrap the season.
Yeah, but they basically just threw away whatever chance they might have. Which if they have the players that they have, they're as good as any team in the East with Kyrie, and that's even without Spencer Dinwiddie, who didn't want to go for other reasons, whatever.
Yeah.
They're as good as any other team in the East. To just give a chance, not saying they would have, but I feel like they would have had a chance.
Nah, I don't think so. I think all that would be true if they started the season on the even playing field with everybody, which is coming to training camp. Even if you didn't come to training camp, if you got 20 games into the season and KD came back, that makes sense to me.
All I'm saying is it's going to be harder next year. Like, teams are trying to improve. The Raptors aren't trying to get worse. The Raptors are trying to get better. The Heat are trying to get better. The Celtics, as good as they're playing right now, they'll probably be deeper next year and will be better by just playing together. And Tatum getting another year on them, Brown getting another year on them. Like, they're gonna get better. Hope if somebody figures out what to do with the fucking Sixers, they'll be better. They'll be better. Like, teams are gonna be better in the East.
Yeah, but
this
I feel
has been
like
a down year.
We could have said the same thing coming into the season, that all these teams are gonna be better this year. The only one with exception would be the Warriors, of course, because Klay was already out for the season.
Yeah.
But everybody else, we came into the year like, okay, they're gonna be a better version than what they were last year. Even the Rockets, we thought, okay, they'll look better than they did last year because they got a younger, more spry point guard.
I didn't think they would look better.
A lot of people thought they would look better, especially because Chris looked bad last year. Overall, if you start the training camp, you come in the year in training camp, and then the pandemic happened, and then
y'all KD, hoop. We don't know what's gonna happen next year. Hoop.
That's
you don't
the
know
thing.
You don't know, but you don't know what chance you could have had. It's the bubble. It's weird. It's bizarre in here. You don't know what could have happened.
Nah.
With those two guys,
they would actually have. I think they would have lost way before the conference finals.
Who knows?
I'm telling you,
I think the Miami Heat will be here either.
Look at the Clippers. The Clippers played how many games together? And then it still fell back to
I'm just talking about
some form of chemistry.
I'm just talking about a chance.
They're not worried about that. They feel like if we healthy next year, they can. I actually saw a report yesterday. They're trying to get Drew Holiday in a deal. But yeah, so they're looking to get better, even though they haven't even played together yet. But they're gonna be fine.
All right,
we'll
see. Well, we're gonna get into a little bit of football next. We'll take a little break right here.
We be back. What's up, everybody? I know y'all rocking with us, so do us a favor and follow us on IG, stream us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And that's at Isabel Podcast.
With a Z. All right, we back, y'all. Cam Newton, man. How'd you feel about that, Jerry?
First game?
First game.
He looked okay to me. I like that he looked a lot
he looked healthy.
He looked healthy, and that gave me a lot of confidence.
He has been healthy for a few years now.
Yeah.
He's been all over the place.
The fact that they had him running 15 times and he was like looking like Cam
Listen,
Newton.
I appreciate they didn't try to make him a throwing quarterback. Like you've seen with the Ravens and Lamar Jackson, if you have a guy that can do that, you can exploit a lot of things.
Yeah.
They ran a lot of option, and the Dolphins couldn't stop it. Now he made a few throws I didn't like,
We know.
but I don't think a Cam Newton is like pocket passer guy quarterback. Like that's not. I don't expect him to be Tom Brady surgical.
Peyton Manning,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's not what I expect. And the receiving core looks. I don't know.
Oh,
It
my
looks. It's gonna be a lot of running this year.
A lot of
It's
running.
gonna be a lot of running this year. Now listen, the Patriots. I feel like they might trade. I feel like they're gonna trade for a receiver. I feel like they have to if they really believe in this team, because these guys, like
Yeah, this ain't
Harry
it.
and Bird and Edelman.
This
That's
ain't-
not enough.
this not
like
a playoff
Edelman and the rest of those guys is not enough.
That's not a playoff receiving core at all.
Like no, like they can make the playoffs, but teams are gonna like stop that. And
yeah,
just-
easily. Then it's gonna be Cam keep running. Hey,
Yeah,
Cam keep running.
Nah,
And then he might get hurt for
when
real.
we can't run, and when we can't run, and
Out
when
of
teams,
options.
when teams just stop the run, like what would I don't trust that receiving core.
Nah, not at all. Me either.
Defense still looks great. Defense,
Yeah, I like the
secondary
defense
still
a lot.
looks good.
Defense and run game looked amazing.
Yeah, no. I mean, it really could have been like 31 points. The guy,
Yeah.
he fumbled into the end zone, and there was a few other plays. It really could have been 31. Like it was a lot worse game, and they controlled the game for the most part. But I like what I saw so far. Drew Brees. Here's the thing, right? Tom Brady.
Goat.
A lot of people feel like they didn't like what they saw from Tom Brady, and even his own coach talking about him in the public. I'm gonna have to like change that narrative. I don't think Tom Brady looked as bad as what people are saying. I think Drew Brees looked bad. Drew Brees was not good.
Breeze had like what 150 yards passing.
155 yards. Drew Brees was not good that game.
That's not close
The
to good for
defense
Drew
is
Brees.
what saved him that game. It wasn't
Tom
Drew
Brady.
Brees. No, Tom Brady started off bad. He had a few throws that were errant, but I feel like Drew Brees looks worse than Tom Brady at this point. Like literally, Drew Brees did not look good. And there's been a thing a lot of people have been saying about Drew Brees that he's started off the seasons well and then he's ended off
Faded, yeah.
He's faded a lot the past like 2 or 3 seasons. He's just
Yeah,
faded.
that's actually happened. Yeah.
Like over and over again, and he looks bad. Not even wrong, the Bucks defense actually looks. They have some players on defense,
yeah,
but I don't know, man. I think
they look like the two oldest quarterbacks in the league.
like 18 for 30 and 60 yards. Like Drew Brees. No, those aren't the Drew Brees numbers I think of. Those
No,
are,
not at all. Nothing close.
No, that's horrible.
Like 150 yards is acceptable for a Cam's game,
18 of 30,
but for Drew Brees,
160.
so it's 160. Okay, but 5 yards more than Cam.
18 of 30, 160. You're talking about the most accurate passer of all time.
With the
18 for
nice
30,
receiving core.
18 for 30, 160.
Arguably, the best
Pretty
receiver in
good.
the league. Yeah.
Up there, yeah. But yeah, I didn't like what I saw. I like what I saw from that.
I didn't like what I saw from either one of them, honestly.
You know what I did like? Like I said earlier on the last podcast, that Russell Wilson was going to air it out. They airing it out.
That's exactly why I said I was worried about them.
balling.
And we got 'em this
Seahawks
week. Oh, my
are
goodness.
balling. Pete Carroll didn't finally let the leash off Russ, and
4 TDs.
look at got the receivers to do it. Now I don't know about that defense in Seattle.
Nah.
Now, they got an improvement with Adams, but they're not going to be that great. But man, Russ, I feel like this is an MVP Russ season, right? I feel like Russ. I'll say this: I feel like Russell Wilson's going to win the MVP. I feel like Russell Wilson is going to be the MVP this year.
That's not much of. That's not. That
He's
high.
never gotten an MVP vote.
That's not. That's not that.
Never
high.
gotten one MVP vote. Ever.
one vote.
Never gotten an MVP vote.
That's crazy.
Zeke has gotten more MVP
I
votes.
thought he would have got a vote. At least
Never
last
gotten
year.
an MVP vote.
That's crazy.
But I think he's going to be the MVP this year.
I can see that happening between him and Mahomes
Yeah.
and Lamar again.
I think Russ is the guy.
If Lamar put up better numbers than last year and they still look good, he might repeat. Like it would take something. Baltimore would have to lose a few games, a few more games. Baltimore, the Ravens, for And then Seahawks will have to look really, really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I can see it happening. He's top 3 in the discussion.
Speaking of the Ravens, they played a team last week, and particularly a player. So we're gonna call this segment the shit watch, and apparently Odell Beckham couldn't like find a woman to shit on him last week, but you know who he did have? He had the Ravens, and the Ravens shitted on him with poopy hands over here dropping passes. He's losing his I think he couldn't think it through. Like, I don't know what's going on. Just everything about this. Like, yeah, no, what the hell, Odell?
Yo,
What you good, Jerry?
relax. I want that man on our team in a couple weeks.
Listen, the Ravens took the job of shitting on Odell Beckham this week,
my goodness.
and he was cool with it.
Hey,
Also, you are a Cleveland Brown. You are a Cleveland Brown, Odell Beckham. Every time he plays bad, this is coming up. I got to. It's like you can't get shitted on and play like shit. It's too much.
can't do both.
Yeah, you can't do both. Or maybe you can. He's proven me wrong. You can do both. It's hard to concentrate when shit on your mind. It's a lot of things. So much wrong. I didn't really get to go. It's
You were so wrong.
yeah, man. I'm just gonna leave it. We'll see what he does.
cut that ish
We'll see
out,
what he
man.
does. We'll see if he continues this. We'll see if he continues this shit streak against the Bengals. And I'll be back next week with my take. But that's all I got for Odell. That's it right now, man.
So speaking of the Browns, who you got tonight?
Wow. The Browns were horrible last
They
week.
did.
Baker Mayfield may really be trash.
It's looking that way.
You know what? Are we talking straight up or are we talking bet?
We can do both. The
Let me
spread
look
is
up- let me
5.5.
The spread's 5.5?
5.5. Browns minus 5.5. I'm liking
I'm gonna take
Bengals
the
plus.
Bengals.
Yes.
I'm gonna take the Bengals
I'm
in the
definitely
5.
feeling Bengals
Yeah,
plus.
no. I don't want nothing to do with the Browns better look this week.
Nah,
Yeah, nah.
Baker's looking real.
Baker's
trash
tired
right
of
now.
shit too. All the Browns tired of that shit. It's bad. It's all bad.
As much as I would like to
It
join
ain't shit to
in
do
this-
in Cleveland but get shit on. Like there's nothing to do. Like it's nothing to do. Like what is nothing to do in Cleveland? There's nothing else to do. He bored.
Can't make this ish up.
What are you doing? Yeah, no. Hey. All right, I'm done. I'm safe for next week. Hey, man, don't lose to the Bengals because I'll be back. If you lose to the Bengals, I'm coming in. That's my first take of the week. If they lose to the Bengals, I'm coming in. I'm coming in hot. Yeah, nah, man. But let's look at some games for the bets right quick.
So who you liking? Your top 4 bets this week?
My top 4 bets this week.
Top 4 and 1 book it.
One, book it.
Yeah.
Ooh, book it. Bills minus 5.5 on Dolphins. Book that.
That's your book it?
Bill's gonna get it done. I got that. And my 4 bets, I'm gonna go 49ers minus 7. I like that. I'm gonna go Packers over Lions minus 6.
Okay.
I like that. I like Tom Brady coming back strong. Tampa Bay minus 8.5. I feel like they're gonna get that one.
One more.
Ooh, one more. Let's see. You know what? Texans to cover plus 7 on the Ravens. Texans, do something, man. It's getting hot. Bill, you might get fired. It's coming up.
Should have happened
Hot
last
seat.
week. So my four regular degulars are. You took one of them.
Would you?
49ers minus 7. I like that.
Okay.
I also like the Saints to cover 6 versus the Las Vegas Raiders.
Okay.
And then my other two.
I feel like that's a questionable one, especially since what's his name is hurt. Mike Thomas is hurt.
Mike Thomas, I forgot
Not
about
playing.
that. Ooh.
He's not playing for a couple weeks. And Drew Brees looked bad.
I still like the defense though.
Okay. All right.
And then I'll take Chiefs minus 8.5. And then my book it,
Should book it.
Ravens minus 7.
Ravens minus. All right.
That's
so
my
we
bookie.
on even odds of this.
And that's my book it.
Okay. All right. All right, man. Shoot. We got any trivia today?
Producer Trey with the trivia.
All right. Let's hear it.
Oh, wow. This is a toughie. The question is, who was the Cowboys' leading rusher in 2008?
Marion Barber.
Okay, with the quick trigger.
Yo, let that bell ring. That's what I do out here.
Get that man a prize.
Going in.
Get that man a prize.
Listen, man, I've seen a lot of trash football, mostly from Cowboys. Speaking of the Cowboys, hey, y'all fucking suck. Y'all got all, hey, Dak, you getting paid $31 million. Dak, you be lucky. They shouldn't pay you $31 fucking dollars. Zeke,
Jeez.
with Zeke,
Can
with
we get a
Cooper,
hot take
with Gallup,
Mike segment.
Cowboys, you fuck.
He been on fire
Hey.
today.
Dak isn't good. Dak isn't that good.
Dak isn't good.
Dak isn't that good. I'm sorry. What more do you need to see? Is it the weapons? He don't have enough weapons?
Yikes.
He's on the offensive line?
Oh, he the
What's
Clippers
the
now?
problem? New coach? You keep changing everything else, but maybe it's just you. Maybe it's just Dak. You know what? Maybe they need Tony Romo to come out the booth. That actually, they might have did it the wrong way.
Coach Romo.
Maybe Romo should still be playing.
Get on the field. Oh, wow.
I don't know, man, at this point. But yeah, I feel like that's enough. CJ, she's done with this podcast, so we're just gonna let it go right now. You got something to say? No? Oh, now you camera shy.
It's a bad podcast.
See, you're not ready for. All right, y'all, we out.